Okay, so today I wanted to begin the start of a new series, and there's a couple of different reasons why I want to do this. First of all, I want to go back to uploading 3 videos a week, which I always enjoy doing, and yeah, for some reason, probably mainly due to my job, haven't really found enough time to do 3, but I'd like to go back to 3, also it'll be great preparation for Christmas time, because in December I have so many videos I'm doing with my favourites and non-favourites of the year, so it'll be great preparation. But also, I want to put a spotlight onto my SAS list, and I thought that a great way to go about doing that is kind of spotlighting sections of my SAS list each week. So every week from the next video onwards, today's going to be a bit different, but from the next video onwards, I'm going to go into a little bit of a deep dive as to how things went with series that I had on my SAS list, if I've completed them. So, yeah, may take a while to get to some of them if I haven't finished them yet, but if I have, we can talk about them. So, in this video today, I am going to be talking about all of the series, or I'm going to try. If I can't get through all of them today, then it will be split into 2 parts. But if I can, then I'm going to try and talk about all of the series on my SAS list that I have either DNF'd, I started these series and for whatever reason I did not finish them, so discuss that, or DNS, I did not start this series for whatever reason, and discuss that. So, grab yourself a nice warm or cold drink, depending on what season you're in currently, and some nice snack food, and let's take a deep dive into my DNF and DNS side of my SAS list. Alright, so let's begin by getting the big old elephant out of the way. Stormlight Archives, okay. This is Rhythm of War, which is book number 4, and let me tell you, this is a chunker of a book. Not only is this book taller and wider in dimensions than your average book, but, length and width, yes, but also the height of the book. I hope I'm doing that right, and you know what I mean. But yeah, so this is an absolute chunker. In fact, in page count, it is 1,230 pages, and as I say, it is tall and wide. Alright, so this is a DNS. I did not start this book. So this is book number 4 in the Stormlight Archive series. I came into 2022 having already read the first 3. Can't remember their names off the top of my head, but that's okay. I'd read the first 3. I just need to read this one to be up to date. It's one book, Mr. Francy. Why not? I'll be honest with you, the page count is so overwhelming that while it did work for me when I wasn't working, while I am working, it just does not appeal to me. The story absolutely appeals to me. I love the characters. I love the world, all that stuff. The magic system is fantastic. But the page count just doesn't appeal to me whatsoever. And with the little chunks of time that I have here and there to read because of how much I'm working these days, it just doesn't appeal to me that I'm reading something this long. It's going to take me forever to get through. So it just hasn't happened. At this stage, it's DNS. I did not start this book, and I can officially promise that I'm not going to be getting to it this year. We'll see if things change next year. Maybe if I go on some, I don't know, some leave or something. The ring light keeps coming into the book. If I go on some leave or something from work, like annual leave or something, maybe I can give it a go then. But for now, it's a DNS, and now you know why. So, next up, I'm going to talk to you about the Steel and Fire. So, Steel and Fire series is by Jordan Ribbett. I believe I went into book number 1. I read book 1 last year, so I think I came into this year needing to read. There are, let me have a look, 5 books in the series, so I had 4 to read. I read book 2, and okay, book 1 I liked when I read it last year. Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. Basic premise, we're following a girl, a teenager, by the name of Dara, who is a fencer, as in the sport fencing. In this dystopian magical type world, she ends up being partnered up with the prince. And yeah, things go down, a lot of magic stuff. Really, really enjoyed it. This one, I enjoyed all the way through until the end. And the ending of this book had me kind of nervous for the rest of the series, I'll be honest, because it deals with a trope that I don't like, which is the traveling/questing trope where you don't know where you're going and you don't know how you're going to get there. Nothing frustrates me more than that. And so, is it any wonder that I don't like the Lord of the Rings series? I know the cheese stands alone. I'm aware of that, but that's basically what Lord of the Rings is. You're traveling and you don't know, well, you may know where you're going, but you don't know how you're going to get there. You don't know how long it's going to take, and it's heedless travel. But anyway, that's my opinion, and it's all good because it's my channel. Yeah, so this series did not seem to be doing that. It didn't seem to be doing heedless travel until right at the end of this one, and it had me so nervous to pick up book number 3 that I still haven't yet. So I read book 2, didn't pick up book 3, and I'm now officially DNFing the series because I have so many books that I want to get to, and I don't want to sit there and read a book that I am so nervous to go into because the likelihood of it entering into my least favorite ever trope is so high. So I've DNF'd the Steel and Fire series, and that's why. But other than that, book 1, the first 3 quarters of book 2, I did love. So I recommend if you're looking for a YA fantasy, and if you like heedless travel, you may enjoy the entire series. The third series I'm going to talk to you about today is the Shopaholics series. This is book number 1, Confessions of a Shopaholic. This is not the edition that I wanted. I wanted the nice, pretty, original edition, but this is what I got. Once I read this book, I was glad that this was what I got because I will be unhauling it at the end of the year. The Shopaholics series by Sophie Kinsella is a 9-book series, or was when I wrote up my SAS list. And yeah, after book 1, I was done. No. I was done. And let me tell you why. So I wanted a romance book on, romance series on my SAS list to, mix up the genres. And I loved Sophie Kinsella. I had read I've Got Your Number last year, a standalone that I absolutely to this day love. And to this day need to update the edition because I still have the UK red cover where I want that US, black cover with the speech, bubbles on it. Oh my gosh, it's an amazing book, amazing, cover. But anyway, moving on. So I decided to put this series on my SAS list because I love Sophie Kinsella and because I want to read romance. And in this one, we're following Becky. It is very much an English book. It's set in England, modern day England. And Becky has issues with her credit card and with budgeting. And honestly, I'm not trying to be mean, but just to say it in as brief a way as I can, Becky is a real ditz of a character. Honestly, she tries to stop spending money on her credit card because she keeps getting these bills, that she can't pay. She's spending too much. And the way she tries to navigate that doesn't make any sense. An off-book example, so that I'm not spoiling anything that I used to give all the time, was, say for example, we have Becky going into a store that is selling cooking items, and she sees that if she buys a mixing bowl, she gets the wooden spoon for free. And let's just say she doesn't need these items at all. Becky rationalizes by saying, oh, well, you know, it's always good to have a spare wooden spoon, but to get that, I need to buy the big mixing bowl, so obviously that makes sense, and why wouldn't I do this? And it just annoyed me. I am someone who grew up in a family that wasn't exactly well off financially. In fact, my mother had a saying that I just loved growing up, which was, we may not be exactly rich financially, but we are rich in love. And yes, we absolutely were. So for me to read something like this about someone who's spending money they don't have for reasons that they have so much control over, because the reasons just don't make sense to me, it really annoyed me just how ditzy she was. I thought the romance was okay, but I struggled with Becky as a character. The ending of the book was really good, but it wasn't enough for me to want to continue. So out of the 9 books, I read 1 and then DNF'd the rest of the series. Next up, Beachfront Bakery by Fiona Grace. Oh my word, how much time do you have? I've spoken about this recently, so there's not a lot I need to say, but Cliff, whatever it is, notes version of this. So I have started exclusively listening to books on audiobook. I still buy them because I love the physical representation, but I'm working on a massive crochet blanket project at the moment. There's some proof. Not that I'm just saying it. I'm actually doing it. And so I'm exclusively listening to audiobooks so I can multitask. And with this series, I was listening to the audiobook anyway. Audiobook number 1 was narrated by someone who was different to audiobook number 2, but I was fine with that because, they were both American women. So, and I had enough time in between, so it was totally fine. Then I got to book 3, I think it was last month or this month, one of the two. And, I started listening to book 3 and there was this English woman, as in a woman from England, narrating. And it threw me off. I'm thinking, hang on, why is there an English narrator? And every single cozy mystery book that I have listened to on audiobook is narrated by an American. So there was no confusion on my end as to whether or not there always was an English person. I knew that it was narrated by an American. And it threw me off. So I went into Audible and had a look at the remainder of the series because I thought, and it just wasn't working for me anyway. That narrator just wasn't working for me at all. Many reasons. I'm going to let it go. You can check out my video, two books that broke my heart, something like that. You can check that out. I didn't do it that long ago. But anyway, yeah, so I went to Audible to check if it was just a one-off like the others, and no, the remainder of the series are all done by the same English narrator, and so I was done. And it was so unfortunate because, again, I love the story, I love the characters. Book 1 has amazing Australian representation. I've read Australian representation in cozies only one other time, and it was horrible. But this had amazing Australian representation. It is set on like a beachfront, a boardwalk, whatever. And yeah, the characters are wonderful. Their culinary side is wonderful. The sleuth is fantastic. What was her name? Alison Sweet is an amazing amateur sleuth. I really enjoyed her as an amateur sleuth. And I just love these books. So I was very, very, very much let down by the audio narration. And that's why, unfortunately, I DNF'd. So this series has a total of 6 books. I read 2 and then DNF'd the series. The next series that I DNF'd was this series, the Stony Brook mystery series by Erin Scott. So I was really looking forward to reading this book. I'd heard a lot of good things, and then I even set up a readathon. I think it was like in February. I feel like I'm out of breath here. Feel like it was in February. I set up a readathon and I put this book down for one of the prompts, and then I was advised by multiple people who were also doing the readathon that this book wouldn't fit that prompt. So I shelved it and replaced it with something else, and then eventually picked it up and read it, and I did not like it. I honestly don't even think I finished it. I think I DNF'd. I don't remember, and I can't access Goodreads right now. I'm actually on lunch break while I'm filming this, and so I can't actually access Goodreads. But I think I DNF'd it. I really just didn't enjoy it. The book let me down, and it's unfortunate because I was actually really excited going into this one. So the Stony Brook mystery series has a total of 9 books, and yeah, I believe I DNF'd at book 1. So yeah, very short story. I honestly don't even remember what happened in the book, so I can't even explain that to you. There you go. The next series that I DNF'd, we're going to put book 1 up on the screen because I don't own the book. So book 1 in this series is called Chocolate Chip Cookie Murder, and it is by Joanne Fluke. This is book number 1 in the Hannah Swenson series. When I DNF'd the Stony Brook mystery series, I replaced it with the Hannah Swenson series. I'd heard so many good things about this book, about this series, and so certainly the book, but about the series up until book 15, and then opinions would vary from there. Some people were happy after book 15 and some people weren't, but I thought, yeah, let's give it a go and see. And it's a culinary cozy, so why not? And you know what? I mean, full on unpopular opinion, but I just did not like it. again, I don't think I finished the book. I think I DNF'd, but I really did not enjoy this book. And it was a real letdown for me because, you know, I kept hearing others saying it's so good, it's amazing. And I started and I was like, okay, I haven't gotten to the amazing part yet. Hopefully it's coming. Remember, everyone keeps saying it's amazing, it's amazing, it's amazing. And the amazing thing just did not come. And after a while, I don't remember how far I got, but I gave it long enough because y'all were telling me. I blame y'all. No, good, just JK. But, you know, you were telling me, this is so amazing. And I picked up book one and I'm just like, no, it's not amazing for me. So, yeah, I don't believe I finished the book. I believed I DNF'd it. So, yeah, there you go. So, that series is, I think it's like 29 or even more, books long. So, yeah, if you're going to DNF a series with 29 books, I'm okay with that because that's quite a commitment. So, yeah, that was that one done. Again, with the next series, I need to put the book up on the screen because I don't own it. And that's this book, Southern Spirits by Angie Fox. This is book one in the Ghost Hunter mystery series. And, yeah, I was recommended this series. I honestly don't remember who, but it was recommended to me over on my Discord as a paranormal cozy series, and I really wanted to mix up my cozy mystery subgenres, even though, funny enough, cozy mystery is a subgenre in and of itself. But I wanted to read different types of cozy mystery subgenres, so culinary, paranormal, this, that, the other. So yeah, this was recommended, and it was. From what I remember, because it's not much, but we have this woman who can see a ghost, Ellie? Okay, it's saying on the laptop, her name's Ellie. We have this woman, Ellie, who can see a ghost, and so she and this ghost are going off to do something, and I just remembered not enjoying the characters at all. I was having a big issue with who they were as people, the way they were communicating with each other. For a cozy series, I was just feeling uncomfortable reading it. So I decided to DNF. If you think that I should give any of the series that I DNF'd a second chance, please do feel free to let me know, including Hannah Swenson, if you must. But, yeah, with this one, it didn't feel cozy to me. I'm listening to their back and forth banter and going, okay, I don't feel comfortable with this. And yeah, after a while, because it just kept going, their banter in the exact same way. So I thought, nah, not for me. I have too many other books I want to read. DNF. And the final series that I DNF'd, which, yay, we made it through in one video, was the Sloane Krause series by Ellie Alexander. I believe that book one is called Death on Tap. This was a DNS. I did not start this series. So I fully planned to start it, it was on the SAS list, so I intended to, and then I did some research on it, found out that it was set at a brewery, and thought, you know, well, I don't think that's actually going to be for me. I like going to my books blind, so I just trust when you'll make recommendations, I go, yay, and put it on the SAS list and don't look into them. Did the research, found out set at a brewery, going, okay, I'm not a fan of beer, I don't think I'm going to enjoy this. So I came back to you all on the Discord, which, by the way, if you want to join the Discord, link is in the description. And I was discussing it with you all, saying, okay, I don't think this is going to be the series for me because I don't like beer. And a lot of you were saying, no, but try it anyway. There's not a lot of beer stuff mentioned. It's a really good series. You should really, give it a go. And I thought, all right. And then, one thing led to another, and I decided that, the pressure of having so many series on my SAS list, I just decided to knock it off. So there was no reason other than I went, this is the least appealing, so I'm just not going to start the series and focus on the others. And I know that that's a lame reason, but if you think that I still should give book number one a go, let me know. I will be nervous going in because I'm not really a fan of the subject matter, but it was just, one too many series, so I'll just DNS, do not start this series, and move right on. But that's it. Those are all the series that I either DNF'd, did not finish, or DNS'd, did not start in my SAS list. So do you have any recommendations of ones that I should give another go to? Let me know in the comments section below. I will continue on with the series and discuss a series that I have completed when I have in the upcoming weeks. But in the meantime, letting you all go with peace, blessings, and so much love. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll see you again soon. Mwah! Please do be kind and love one another and spread your sparkling energy all throughout the world. And until next time, happy reading. Bye, everyone.